My name is Kelly Shelton, and I'll be presenting today. I frequently cover topics on the online marketing arena, marketing in general. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, my handle is @KellyShelton32. I'm always sharing tips, advice, blogs, articles that I think would be relevant for small businesses. I'm passionate about helping small businesses grow and thrive and compete in the online world we live in today. And I'm really excited to be here with you today. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Boostability. We're a company dedicated to helping small businesses grow online. And we're going to be talking specifically about SEO, the SEO that works for small businesses. And I think that's an important distinction, that there's so much information about SEO online, but what is it that you want to do for small businesses that can be effective and affordable, sustainable, and that's what we're going to be covering today in today's webinar. Thank you very much for joining us. If you do have questions, please ask those in the chat area of your dashboard there, and I will get to those, as many of those as I can at the end of the presentation, but I'd love to get your questions. First of all, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Boostability, let you know who we are, and some of the experience that we have in this arena, so you can feel confident that the information that we're sharing is tried, true, tested, proven. And it's something that we, this model that we have works, and it's worked for thousands of businesses. We're located in Lehi, Utah. We have an office in Lehi, Utah, an office in Orem, Utah, which is along the Wasatch Front of Utah, and we also have an office in Berlin. We have more than 400 employees and over 26,000, more than 26,000 active customers. On the average, we produce more than 12,000 pieces of content each month, so we do a lot of content creation, a lot of tasks for our clients. 85% of our clients' keywords reach the first page within 6 months. We did some calculations there and found out that about every 5 minutes we get a small business to the first page of Google, and we're passionate about small businesses. Everything we do is around helping small businesses grow. So I share this so you know that the information I'm about to share with you today is tried and it's proven. It's worked for thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of customers, and I'm confident that it can work for you. And my goal is to share some things that you can implement on your own, and that can help better educate you as to what's the best tactic for your business, and how you can take advantage of SEO to grow. First of all, the small businesses are bombarded with marketers like myself, and trying to tell them, hey, this is how you should do SEO, this is how you should do SEO, or you should do it yourself, or you should outsource it overseas, you should pay a big agency a lot of money for SEO. And so it's become confusing for so many small businesses as to what they should do, what's most effective, what's going to get them the best return on their investment, what's the right price they should pay, how long they should pay it. So all these questions that a small business owner has, and so many different businesses vying for their business and telling them what they should be doing. So it's become very confusing. In addition to that, you have for small businesses, many of them haven't had a solution that works for them. And that's because it's been very difficult for companies to come up with a solution that matches a small business budget, that matches the small business needs, that it makes it affordable and also effective. And so you've had some very low-end baseline SEO services that aren't really comprehensive enough to make that big of a difference, but they're really, really affordable, really, really cheap. And a lot of the tactics and tasks are handled overseas, or there's DIY solutions that are also offered to the small business owner. And what we found is that most small businesses, their owners are very busy. They don't have the time or the expertise to sit and do what needs to be done to make SEO work. And then small businesses have agencies, and agencies typically charge, $100 an hour or more, and so their fees, they may do good work, but it's just the cost is just too much for a small business owner. And so you've got this overlooked SMB that's been left out in the cold when it comes to SEO. How can they find a solution that matches their needs, their budget, that understands them, and gets results. And so this kind of environment is what we found ourselves in 2009, and we saw this huge opportunity to figure out how to take care of the small business owner, what we can do to help them grow and help them be able to compete with the big companies, especially in their local areas or even nationally. And so that's what we set out to do as an organization in 2009, and it's worked. And so today I'm going to be sharing a lot of SEO, what we've learned, what we do that helps the small business owner grow. So I'll be covering the what, why, and the how of SEO, but specifically tailored to or customized for a small business owner. And then I'll also be sharing with you what we do, how we do it, so you can learn and see, okay, here's an organization that's helped tens of thousands of businesses get to the first page of Google. What do they do? And so I'm going to open up lift up the hood and show you how we do things here at Boostability, and how we implement what we call the Boost SEO method. So you'll be able to take away from this some great tips and tactics, and then have a better understanding of, okay, what is SEO? How does it work? What do I need? Why do I need it? And what should I be paying for it? Those are all questions that I hope to have answered for you by the end of this presentation. I think it's important at the beginning just to really emphasize, I'm sure many of you understand the importance of SEO in today's world, that it's something that, when consumers are ready to buy, they go online and they search. And Google is the dominant search engine that they use. And consumers trust search engines more than any other source. This was something that, is slowly been shifting, that often you'd see when consumers are ready to make a purchasing decision, do they go to their friends and family first? And that was usually the lead. They would go to their friends and family, but I've seen studies that are showing that consumers, when they're making a purchasing decision, they trust Google even more than their friends and family. It's amazing. So we're seeing a shift that consumers are trusting and using search engines and to decide what they're going to buy more than anything. And so obviously there are billions of searches each month. There are every marketing campaign, large and small, should have some SEO incorporated into it, just for the sheer numbers. So what is SEO? SEO is the process of making your website as visible as possible in the search engine results. So here's a typical search engine results page here on the left, and you can see the very top are your paid ads. That's through AdWords and pay-per-click campaigns. And then if it's a local search, you'll see a local pack here of 3 businesses that show up in the map section, and that is SEO. SEO and optimizations will help you and your business show up in that local pack when someone searches close to you or for what you do in your area. And then below that, you see the organic listings, the things that Google has deemed as trustworthy and as a good result for the searcher that they're going to place there. And I think one of the reasons that consumers trust Google so much is that they've done such a good job of delivering results, the best results possible to their searchers. And that's important because that's a big part of their business model. If consumers did a search and didn't find what they were looking for in the time they wanted to find it, then Google's business model would be in jeopardy. And so they spend a lot of time refining their algorithms, making sure that they're delivering results that are best suited for those searchers, so they keep coming back for more. And that's really important. And consumers know that and they trust that, and that's why you see a lot of clicks, a lot of traffic goes to these local results and also these organic results because they trust that. A couple other key things about SEO is that SEO generates the best leads. Usually when someone is doing a search, their intent is to buy. They're at the bottom of the funnel. And so SEO leads or traffic or visits or phone calls that come from an organic search typically convert much higher than other leads, almost as high as referrals. Again, so for your business, you want to be ranking organically in search engines because it's going to drive ready-to-buy customers that will convert at a high rate. SEO also enhances all of your other marketing efforts. So for example, if you're doing a radio ad and someone hears you on the radio, the first thing they do is they go to the internet and they search. And they hear it. So your radio prompts an online search, your radio ad, your newsprint, your billboards, your other efforts. Consumers go online and they check you out. They want to see you, who you are, and so having an optimized presence, optimized website, make sure that the consumers find what you want them to find about your business. So it helps all these other efforts convert at a greater clip. It supports those efforts. So SEO is something, again, that every marketing budget should have. And it's mostly because that's the way consumers buy today. And it's only, consumers more and more are converting to desktop searches and mobile searches to find products and services. So what are some things you need to know about SEO? What are the best practices? What is it that a small business owner should understand before they invest in SEO? And so I want to cover some of the fundamentals of what SEO is, how it works at a very high level, and then I want to dig deeper into some of the tactics that we implement here at Boostability, so you can see our methodology, you can see what it is that we do, and how we get so many businesses to the first page of Google. But it's really broken into two fundamental areas: relevance and trust. So relevance has everything to do about your website, your code on your website, your content. For example, if I'm someone and I'm looking for a plumber in my area, and I do a search for how to fix a leaky faucet or same-day plumbing, and I'm a small business owner, I want to rank for those terms. My website needs to talk about how to fix a leaky faucet, same-day plumbing services. It needs to talk about that. It needs to be relevant to that search. So a big part of SEO is understanding what your customers are looking for, what's important to them, what phrases they're using, and then making sure that your business speaks to that, talks to that, is relevant to that, and so it's a relevant result. A lot of on-site SEO, as it's called, is all about relevance, making sure that you want to be found for what it is that you do, and that your website talks about that. The other side of that is trust. And trust is authority, it's popularity, it's there signals that demonstrate to the search engines that, wow, people like this website. When they go there, they stay there, they engage, they go on different pages. We can see other companies linking back to them and using them as a reference and as a source. And also they have a presence all over the web. They're everywhere and it's consistent. And so that trust is everything that happens off of your website. They call it off-site SEO. And relevance is what gets you on the list, and trust is what gets you higher to the top of that list, or higher on the list, or to the top of that list. And that's what SEO is. It's relevance. It's building relevance on your website and building trust and authority throughout the web for you, so that Google can see that you are, one, relevant to that result, and that you're trusted and popular, and that they can be confident that if they show your website as a top ranking, that it will deliver what the customer is looking for. So again, just emphasizing what is relevance. Relevance is on-site SEO. So it's the front-end copy, the content on your website. What does it talk about? Does it talk about your services? Does it provide answers to questions? Does it give, if a customer is searching for how much does plumbing cost, your website needs to have an answer to what the cost of plumbing is. And so is it delivering useful, wonderful results? I can't believe I just said wonderful, but useful results that are wonderful to the searcher. And then is it coded properly? We want to make sure your website speaks the language of Google. Many companies make mistakes here. They forget, they don't do something, or they make a mistake in how they're coding it on the back end. And so a lot of times on-site optimization is fixing those mistakes and making it easier to crawl for the spiders to go out and index and search your different websites across the web. So that's an important part of it. So how can you increase relevance? Your content, your code, your keywords. And we'll talk about keywords in a little more detail here later in the presentation. But what keywords are consumers using to find you? What keywords have traffic? What keywords can you rank for? Those are all factors to look at. So how to increase relevance is in those three areas. So how do you increase trust? And trust is, again, as I mentioned, what is your online presence? How many companies link back to you? How many companies talk about you on the web? What does your brand look like? What does your reputation look like? All of those things are factors that influence this trust component of SEO. And so good SEOers are going to go out and they're going to write useful, meaningful content and get it placed on different websites and on your website. And they're going to make sure that your business is found in lots of different profiles and directories across the web. And they're going to engage in conversations across the web. And so your brand is going to be visible and growing and active. Those are all important signals that you're a popular, relevant, important site. So what are some things you can do to, some tactics for off-site SEO? You can see that your website kind of is the hub of activity, and then you have profiles that list your business, that link back to your website, directories that list your business, that link back to your website, blogs, articles, infographics, videos, all kinds of content that references your brand and your site and many times links back to your site. Those are all factors and components that can raise your trust score and help you rank higher. So again, high level relevance and trust. That's what it's all about. Is your website a relevant result? Is it a trusted result? And SEO's job, and a good SEO company will make sure that you both of those are covered, and that you so you can rank high and have a good online presence. So I want to shift gears just a little bit and get into some details and show you what it is that we do. We've over the years, we've established the Boost SEO method. And I just want to mention that this is based on thousands and thousands and thousands of customers. So we have a lot of data that helps us know what works and what doesn't work. And that's really important because we can look at the data when we hear someone say, hey, Google's going to do this and this is most important, and then somebody else says, no, the exact opposite, this is what Google's looking for. Well, we're fortunate enough to have thousands of active customers and hundreds of thousands of keywords that we're managing, that we can go in and look and see if we implement these tactics across this level of customer, these are the results that we can expect. And we can see when Google rolls out an algorithm change or makes any kind of adjustments, we can see how volatile that is based on the tactics. So it's data driven, it's technology driven. All of the things that we do are for a reason, and we're not subject to the whims of experts, of so-called experts or gurus, or we don't have to guess. We can kind of look at the data and see what does work. And so we've created the Boost SEO method. And this is a bold statement, but I believe it to be absolutely true. It's the single most effective method for getting small businesses found online. And we've, again, got thousands and thousands of small business customers to the first page. So it starts out with an approach that combines a lot of different tactics. You know, alone and independent, these tactics might not seem that great, but when you combine them all in a natural way, they're very, very effective. And so it's like you have, you know, we have all these different departments that specialize in certain areas, and when they all come together, they're able to really, you know, in this example on the screen, service a car quickly and get it out back on the road smoothly. Everybody's working together, and it's in harmoniously. And so you see all these different tactics and strategies that come together, and they're implemented in a very effective way. So the first thing that is important in SEO is the initial campaign setup. This is important because you've got to understand what is the business owner's goal, what are they looking to accomplish, what is the competition in their marketplace, what are they ranking for, how is their website, are there any errors on the website, any things that need to be fixed on the website. Then you come up with a strategy of what tactics are best suited for that business owner. A local business owner has different tactics that are more effective for that business versus a national website. E-commerce is different than local. And so you have all these variables that you have to identify and look at and then match a strategy that works works for best for that business owner. And then it's also got to be personalized and customized to that business owner. You may be using the same tactics for across all campaigns, but it needs to talk about and build the brand of that business owner, and it starts with understanding their goals and what they're trying to accomplish. And so that campaign setup is critical. It's important. That sets the stage and the plan and the strategy for the rest of the campaign to ensure that it's successful. Part of that campaign setup is digging into keywords. What keywords are the most beneficial for a customer and for a small business owner? And I want to talk to you a little bit about how we do this. This is something you can do on your own, but this is what we do to make sure that we're selecting the keywords that will get a customer to the first page at a budget that they can afford. So we do extensive research to find out what keyword is the best keyword to help them rank for, and then what keyword page are we going to use? And so that's some of the things we look at here is we look at, again, your competition, we look at your website, we look at your budget, what can you afford to invest, and then we come up with a strategy. You may already be ranking for a few keywords. You might be on the second or third page for some keywords, and those typically are easier and quicker to push up to the first page. The keyword research, we look for buyer intent. We look at to make sure that you're able to invest enough into that keyword to get it to the first page. Often we'll find that companies will underfund or overfund a keyword. So they're paying too much to rank for a keyword, or they're underfunding keywords, maybe because they have hundreds of keywords they're trying to rank for on a smaller budget, and so their budget is so diluted that they're not getting anywhere with any keywords. We take a less is more approach with keywords. Our goal is to get you to ranking on the first page for keywords that have traffic, that are used, that are searched, that will get traffic to your site, and that you can rank for, versus showing you 100 different keywords that may have 0 searches or little visibility and little importance. So that's an approach we take. And also, going after hundreds of keywords typically can dilute your budget. So we get you to the first page for keywords and relative keywords, and and then we go to the next set and go to the next set and to the next set until we get all of your different pages ranking for the keywords that are most important for your business. Then we take a look at any on-site recommendations. Are there any changes in the content? Are there changes in your titles and your meta descriptions? Anything that we need to do there to make sure that your content is relevant, that it's useful, it's effective, it's well written, it delivers a good information to the searcher. Make changes to your code and your content. Some additional information on keywords. I mentioned this a little bit, but I'd like to just emphasize this here. Something that will help you stand out from the crowd is when you're looking at keywords, look for longer tail keywords that are maybe less competitive but still have traffic. It's sometimes a business will come to us and say, I want to rank for plumber in Los Angeles. And that keyword phrase obviously is going to be incredibly competitive because it's a big market and it's a widely searched term. So it's going to cost a lot of money to get to the first page for plumber in Los Angeles, and there just isn't the budget. So then we look at what are some other keywords that may be longer tail or have more words or more longer phrases that are used, and also can we add geo identifiers? Is this a keyword that maybe it's not Los Angeles, maybe it's San Bernardino, or maybe it is Anaheim? And so again, that makes the term less competitive, more relevant for the searcher, still has volume, and yet they can afford to go after that keyword phrase. So that's important when you're making that selection. And then looking at buyer intent. If someone is searching for same-day plumbing, obviously their intent is to interact or buy from a customer. So we want to go after those keywords that have that buyer intent versus someone who might be searching for how to fix a leaky faucet. That's more of a do-it-yourself or type search phrase that might not be as beneficial or valuable to a plumber. So keep that in mind when you're selecting those keywords. Also, audience engagement, referencing keywords you're using blogs, getting reviews, all those things kind of help you stand out from the crowd. The third area we focus on is website optimization. We talked a little bit about this, but we really dig into this here. It's so important that we take care of all of the on-site issues, because if your website isn't performing online, if it's too slow, if it has errors in the code, if links are broken, there's so many different things that we look at. We don't fix those, then none of the work off-site that we do is going to be beneficial. So we spend a lot of time cleaning up the website. If you are going to work with an SEO company, typically they will give you a list of recommendations. We spell them out in detail. Here, add this content to this page here. Change this title to this. Change this meta description to this. And so we deliver that to the customer, and they'll need to make sure that they have access to the website and they can implement those changes. Making those changes gives customers a 30% better chance of getting to the first page quicker than those that do not implement the changes. So other SEO companies, you can simply provide them access. You can provide us access. We'll go in and make those changes for you on your website, but it's so important that you make the changes to your website in order to help you rank. Now we'll shift a little bit to some of the off-site, some of the things that we do to build your brand online and build your presence online, so that you can build trust and start to rank better. So there are hundreds of places, if not thousands of places, where your business can be listed online. There's lots of profiles and directories, some more popular than others, obviously. Google My Business and Bing Local and Foursquare and Manta and Yellow Pages. There's so many places where you want to make sure that your business is listed and has a presence and a profile. One, because consumers find those lists and they may interact with you. They may engage with you. You may get a call or a lead from some of those different profiles and lists or directories. But also because it again is a signal that says, hey, you're a business that's relevant and you're out there. You've taken the time to make sure that people can find you, and you're found all over the web. So getting listed and building your profile in all these different directories are important. Also, you want to make sure that you're in the map section. And so getting listed with Apple and all the different maps things, and that's all Google My Business pages. And you're optimizing those pages and making sure that they're complete and they have pictures and they have content and they have reviews and all of that. That's a good business profile development. That's an important part of SEO. Some of the basics. And some companies, that's all they'll do is they'll just build your profiles. But we've learned over the years that having a good link portfolio, a company's linking back to you, websites linking back to you, is a really important part of SEO. And over the years, that's been debated, and some people thought building links or trying to get links was bad and was going to make Google was cracking down on that with their Penguin update. And again, with the data, we're able to see that links matter, and they still matter. And now today, everybody understands and realizes that links do matter. What's important with your link building strategy, it should be natural. You should be creating good, useful content that people would want to link back to, that people would want to share, and that would like online. And so that's the key, is creating good content, good articles, getting your brand across the web. A tactic that is commonly used, that we use, is called article engagement. You'll see someone that has written an article about plumbing, and you as a plumber will go in and join the conversation and add value to that, and that's called article engagement. Again, it's getting your brand out there and helping develop links. So link building is important. Obviously, the big caution here is don't spam. Make sure that whatever you're doing is adding value to the web. And it's natural, and it's something that consumers and search engines alike would find valuable. Another thing we focus on is custom content. Having a blog on your website is really valuable. It's something that every business, large or small, should have a blog. Make a list of your consumers' most commonly asked questions, and then answer those questions on a blog and multiple blogs throughout the year. provide useful information, provide updates, provide things that customers are searching for, but do it on the blog. Also, having the right content on your website, as I've really emphasized here, is important. Make sure there isn't duplicate content. So obviously, we help write blogs for customers, and we can actually build a blog for a customer's website. So you want to make sure your SEO company can do that. As far as some things with regards to content, the meta description here that I've in the box above, that's a meta description. So you're going to be on a list with 6, 7, 10 other businesses. Your meta description can help you stand out. So if you draft a good meta description that will drive more clicks, that's valuable. So you'll want to do that. Also, there's something that's really important today. It's called schema markup, and it allows you to add video clips, add calendar dates for tickets, add useful information about products and services. So schema markup is basically you're going to a page and you're marking up everything that you want Google to know and display about that page. And that's something that can help you stand out from the crowd, and it's really important part of SEO. So ask your SEO provider about schema markup and what they do. Ongoing, and obviously SEO is something that takes time, and so you've got to have a team that is continually doing SEO. It's something where consistency really matters, something that shows your business is active on the web. And so we have a team that is available to each customer that does everything from updating your campaign strategy to performing underperforming audits and making recommendations, to transferring domain, providing consultation and advice, coaching. So that's all really important to make sure that SEO is an ongoing, active thing that you don't just do for a month and stop. It's something you continually do, and that's what provides the optimal results. And then obviously it's really, really important finally to make sure that it's working. So you need to have access to what work was done, how and why that work was valuable, how is it helping you reach your goal, are your rankings improving and climbing. We provide an online dashboard with 24/7 access to here's the work we did, here's your dashboard, here's your rankings. So customers can see, yes, I paid them money, they did do work, and that work is helping me reach my goal of the first page of Google. And when you get to the first page of Google, obviously that'll drive more traffic to your site, which will drive more engagement, more leads, more calls, which will lead to more sales and revenue for your business. So, and in our dashboard, we connect with Google Analytics, so you can see what organic traffic is, what traffic is going to your website from our efforts. So service and performance reporting is also very, very important. It allows you to hold your SEO company accountable, and also to give you confidence that the money you're investing is going to get you a return. And finally, here in closing, I just want to say that it takes time to get to the first page of Google. It takes time and effort and consistency. So how do you know if your SEO is working? Well, you should start to see some growth within 2 to 4 months. You should start to see your keywords going from page 5 to 4 to 3, and you should start to see some improvement there. But really what we found is that in 6 months is that magic number. Most of our customers, the vast majority of our customers, get to the first page within 6 months, and they start to see their traffic improve in months 6, 7, 8, and beyond. So just know that it takes time. If you're thinking about investing in SEO for a month, don't do it. Don't waste your money. That's also important when determining your budget. If something you can't do for consistently over time, I wouldn't invest in it either. You've got to find something that will work and you can do consistently. And there's a lot of these things you can do on your own. Just make sure you're doing them consistently and really research the web to make sure you're doing them correctly as well. And so that frustrated business owner that we saw in the beginning and confused, what do I do? Where do I go? We want you to be successful and know and have confidence that SEO is working for you and be that business owner that is on the top of Google and growing their business. That concludes everything I wanted to cover, but I want to answer your questions and get to those. And looks like we've got quite a few questions here. So bear with me as I get to as many of these as I possibly can. So hold on 1 second and I'll get to these. Okay. One question here is, can you guarantee that a website hits page 1 of Google? And so I don't think any SEO company can guarantee that you'll reach the first page of Google. In fact, I think Google has actually come out and said that any company that does guarantee it, don't do business with them. You know, the one thing we can do is we can guarantee that the work will be done. We can give you our track record of success. We can show you, here are the thousands of customers we've got to the first page of Google. Here's the formula and methodology we used. We're going to use that same methodology, and 85% of our customers get to the first page within 6 months of Google. But we really can't guarantee it. We can guarantee that we're going to do everything in our power to get you there and to make sure you're happy and successful and growing. Sometimes we have to shift strategy in the middle of the campaign because something we're finding isn't working. So, but no business, to answer your question, no business can guarantee those results. Thank you for that question. Are you able to filter out bot traffic from analytics? I think that there's probably always going to be a little bit of that, but I think Google's done a pretty good job of what's real traffic, what's not, what's bot traffic. So there isn't a filter per se that we apply. We do look at all organic traffic, which could include bot traffic, but I think Google will continue to get better and better at looking at what, you know, are actual humans doing versus bots. That's another really good question. Here's another question. Would I be able to see slide 1 again at the end of the webinar? I will make sure this webinar is being recorded, so you'll be able to access this webinar recording. We'll make sure you get an email so you can see that and have access to that. Next question is, what kinds of reporting do you have available for agencies to provide clients to justify the monthly expense? That's a great question. A large percentage of our client base comes from our white labeled resellers that offer and sell SEO, and we do the back-end fulfillment. And we provide extensive reporting of all the work that we do, so you can go in and see we wrote this blog, we built this profile, we added this article, we did these on-site optimizations. You can see a list of all the work, and then we link you to the actual blog, so you can go and read the blog and see it and see where it's posted on the web. And so it's very transparent. We provide that to all of our resellers. They have access to that in a white label capacity, and then we also show how is that work helping the business reach their goal? What is the organic? Is organic traffic increasing? We tie into Google Analytics, pull in that organic traffic data, show it in our dashboard, and then we also track keyword rankings. So you can see that your keywords that we've selected that we're optimizing, and then all these other keywords that are in that family, we call them halo keywords or tracking keywords. Are they climbing in the rankings? So you can see that in all of that. You can see that, and all of that is on our dashboard that you can log into, and you can also create PDF reports you can send to your customers. So, great question. Hope that answers that question for you. Another question here. We'll just take a couple more of these. Again, another question about the slow. We'll be able to see the slides. Yes, we'll. The question here is, article writing can be expensive. Do you offer that service? Yes, we do. And one of the things that's helped us with small businesses is that we have a crowdsourced solution that we've created. We have thousands of writers that come in and that we vet and that we QA and copy edit and approve. And doing it that way makes the writing very, very affordable. So you can get good quality, original content written for you very, very affordably. So we do offer that, and all of the content pieces, before they're posted anywhere, do go through our internal QA department, which is extensive. We read every piece. We vet it for quality, we vet it for accuracy, we vet it to make sure that it's relevant to the business that they're writing about, and that it has a level of expertise as well on the subject. So that's something that, again, we do offer that service, and we pride ourselves in the quality of content that we do. Another question here is, what's the pricing of your services? Our services are $40 an hour, and based on that $40 an hour rate, we do an analysis to determine your marketplace, the keywords you want to rank for, how competitive it is, your website, your goals, and then determine how many hours you'll need to get to the first page of Google for those keywords in your market, and then come up with a strategy. Our entry-level packages are around $240, and we go all the way up to $5,000 a month based on the business. We don't take on any enterprise-level customers. That's really not our expertise. Our expertise is built around small businesses. And so hopefully that gives you a good idea of our prices. I would, we have consultants available that can do a free consultation, free analysis, tell you, do a website analysis and tell you exactly what we can do for you and how we can help. That's a great question. Another question here is, what is black hat SEO? Black hat is a term that is used to talk about SEO that cuts corners, that tries to beat the system, that's spammy, that's ineffective. It could be anything from link farming to duplicate content to hidden keywords hiding keywords or stuffing keywords on a page. Google has gotten really, really good at finding those things and kicking them out and penalizing businesses that do that. So if you're, black hat SEO is something that will get you de-indexed, that will get you kicked off the web, and you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you're with a company that does things that are white hat, that are effective. And let's make this the last question. We've got a lot of people hanging on for these, so I really appreciate you guys staying with me here. Should I still use keywords on a web page, but Google says you don't need to? All the data that we show, the keywords still really matter. So I'm not sure where Google said you don't need to use keywords, because everything that we see, that's still a huge, huge thing. When you bid, for example, pay-per-click, you're paying for keyword phrases. So obviously that's a big part of their algorithm. So everything that I'm seeing, that we're seeing, is that keywords do matter. Obviously you don't want to stuff a page with keywords, and it needs to be relevant and useful information. So the keywords need to naturally flow within your title or your description or your content. So obviously don't overdo it. Some people, again, try to do black hat. They try to beat the system or game the system and try to trick Google into thinking that all these keywords they should be ranked for that because there's so many keywords in their content, or too many of them. So my point is that keywords still do matter. That's how consumers search the web. They go on, they type in phrases, and then Google presents results based on those phrases or keywords. So I think that keywords do matter a lot. And the question here is the content writing an additional charge over the SEO packages? The answer is no. Content writing is included in all of our packages. And so the way we do it is, when your campaign strategy is created, there will be a variety of tactics that we'll be implementing, and some of those tactics will be on-site and some will be off-site, or will be content that will be created for you on your website, and also creating blogs and posts and articles and content that will be shared, and that is all included in our packages. It's all part of the plan. So you pay for a complete full service where we implement the Boost SEO method for you. Another question here is, do you run blogs through a plagiarism checker? There are duplicate content websites that we do use, and we do vet those. So if we have a writer that goes out and tries to get paid for an article that they just stole from someone, we will catch that. So all of the content is unique and original. It's a great question, but there are great services out there that allow you to check and see if it's duplicate content or not. A couple more questions here. Before you can determine how long it might take to get to page one. Okay, let's see. Is a competitive analysis necessary before you can determine how long it might take to get to page 1? Yeah, we found that it is helpful to know how competitive a keyword is. If someone, again, wants to rank for a plumber in Los Angeles, they've got to invest a lot of money. If they only have a few $100s versus a few $1,000s, then that competitive analysis tells us right off the bat they're never going to get there at $500 a month. So we've either got to change keyword strategy or change budget. And so yes, we do have to look at competition in the marketplace so that we can find a keyword that can get you to the first page. Another question here, are there costs associated with being an agency? No, there are no costs associated with being an agency. We provide a lot of support to an agency to help them deliver good quality SEO in your brand, and there is no cost for doing that. And we provide extensive training and sales support as well. Well, I've got a few more questions, but I've got to leave it there. Let's see, do agencies mark up pricing? Yes, we'll give you a wholesale cost, and then you will charge retail cost. Thank you so much. There's still some questions lingering here, but I want to be respectful for everyone's time. And thank you so much for staying so long with us and for joining me today. We'll get you a copy of this webinar. Will be sent to you shortly. All the questions that I was not able to answer, we will answer and get those answers to you. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best. And again, if you are interested, you can follow me on Twitter. I will make it worth your while. I share a lot of content that can help you in your business. And thank you very much again. Bye-bye.